Good morning, students. So we will discuss again today grade 9th chapter 2 physical features of India. So we were discussing on page 14. Earlier we have discussed the Indian deserts and the coastal plains, and now today we have to discuss the islands. So you know, students, that India has a vast mainland, okay, and besides this the country also has two group of islands. So earlier also we have told you that Lakshadweep, it's in Arabian Sea, the Lakshadweep Islands, and Andaman Islands is in the Bay of Bengal. So the Lakshadweep Islands, they lie close to the Malabar coast of Kerala in the Arabian Sea. So we have seen the Kerala region there. The Malabar coast is there on the west side of our uh, India, means on the western coastal line. So there the Malabar coast is there in Kerala. So this group of islands is composed of small coral islands. Okay, so it is composed of small coral islands. And now what is the meaning of coral here? Means these are short lived microscopic organisms which lives in colonies, and they flourish in the shallow mud free and warm water. Then the earlier these Lakshadweep islands, they were known as Lakadev, Minicoy and Amanidev. Okay, and in 1973 these were renamed as Lakshadweep. So now page 15, students. Earlier we discussed 14, now page 15. So the same topic, Lakshadweep, we were discussing, and Lakshadweep, I told you that the groups of islands lying close to the Malabar coast of Kerala. So it's in the southwest part of our India on the western coastal plains. Near to that we have Lakshadweep Islands. So it is composed of small coral islands. Okay, so I have told you the corals also, that coral, it is a short-lived microscopic organism which lived in colonies, and they flourish in the shallow mud-free and warm water, and they secrete calcium carbonate, and their skeletons makes up the reefs. Okay, and these coral reefs make up the island, and the Great Barrier Reef of Australia is good example of the coral reef. Then we have atolls also, students. Atolls are the circular or horseshoe shaped coral reefs. So this is about corals, and in Lakshadweep we found small coral islands. Now earlier also I have told you they were known as Lakadev, Minicoy and Amnidev, and renamed in 1973 as Lakshadweep, and it covers very small area of 32 square kilometer, and administrative headquarter of these islands is Kavarati. Okay, so it's Kavarati. So that is all with the Lakshadweep. Now the next is Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So the elongated chain of island is in Bay of Bengal is Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So entire group is divided into two broad categories, Andaman in the north and Nicobar in the south. And it is believed that these islands are an elevated portion of submerged mountain. So some submerged part was there of the mountain, and these islands are the elevated portion of those mountains. And in these islands equatorial climate is found. Okay, so near to the equator these islands, so equatorial kind of climate is experienced here, and a thick forest cover. Found rubber. Okay, cultivation, lot of cultivation of rubber is done because lot of rainfall is there, and rubber requires lot of rainfall. So local tribes are also found here. And then about Lakshadweep, we have told you Piti Island is there in the Lakshadweep. It is uninhabited, means no one lives here, and government has declared as it a bird sanctuary. Okay, so bird sanctuary is found in the Piti Island, which is in the Lakshadweep. So we have discussed now Lakshadweep and Andaman and corals also, and I have told you about the Piti Islands. Okay, now concluding the chapter about the importance, the physical features importance, you know, the different physiographic units, they highlights the unique feature of each region we have seen, and they add value to the natural resource of our country, like mountains. They are the major source of water and forest wealth. Then northern plains we have seen, they are the granaries of the country. Then plateaus, they are the storehouse of the minerals. Then coastal plains and islands, they provide sites for the fishing and port activities. So in this way we have seen the importance of our physical features.